Hello, it's Simone with the Shimmerz Paints design team. Today I have something a little bit different for you because I was absolutely inspired by James Burke, who is an artist and, well, collage artist, you could say. He's amazing, that's for sure. Whatever his art form or whatever his art is, he is an artist, and he just recently shared a video that he called Neighborhood Swatch, and I will link it in the description box below. You should definitely go and check it out, where he shared a different way to swatch your paints that you have that are new so that you can see and find out more about the colors that you have. So I just received this teeny tiny little package from Shimmerz the other day. Those are my very first creamies and Shimmerz paints, the original Shimmerz that are on top there, and I had never tried them out before. So what I did in the beginning is I just added a little bit of color to each of the tops because I am notorious for not remembering the name and the color, and so this way I know which top goes where. And then I am using my sketch pad where I'm also having all the other swatches that I have, and drew rectangles there. Now that it is dry, I actually used my heat gun for this. I just spared you watching it. I am just sketching out little houses, different sizes, different forms of roofs, and it's just a little play on the swatching here. So I sketched them out roughly, and now I'm adding windows and doors and a roof. And this is so easy. Really, everyone can do this. You can just pick some of your paints, you can draw rectangles, it's not very hard to do, and then you can add houses, and they can be the houses that you drew when you were a child. That is basically what I did, and it worked out so perfectly. I don't know what it is. It's definitely not me being an artist, because I wouldn't call myself that. It looks so great when there is the color behind and when they are so close together, when there is more than just one. And so I even remember well, that's how I drew houses and windows. When I was a child, I usually drew a square or a rectangle for a window, and then I added these triangular shapes to indicate curtains. Yeah, I even drew those, and looks so great. So, I loved. So his looks by far much better than mine. He added different kinds of shading to the roofs, and I think that is what makes this image so amazing, is that the roofs are differently shaped. And again, the style that I'm adding that I love most is the one that I used when I was a little kid to make shingles on the roofs. So it's just like always those U shapes that connect together, or W's if you are writing in cursive, like that. That's what I used when I did shingles as a child, and that is the shading. Is that shading? That is the pattern. Yes, that's the word that I was looking for, that I loved most. It looked so cool. And I had it no, not clouds. What is it? Steam? Is that steam that comes from chimneys? I added 2 chimneys, and I thought that it would look cute adding those cloudy things there. But actually, I didn't really like it. But what I did then, I added some triangles in the spaces that were actually open, where I didn't have a house, and then I just did zigzagging over it to indicate a tree, and that again looked really great. And so now that I tested it out, I decided, why don't I just go ahead and do this at the bottom of my journal and make another one of those neighborhood swatches. And because, as we know, the paper of different journals is different. And so this paper was actually absolutely takes the color differently. It dries differently. So on the other sketchbook that I have, it is called Mixed Media Paper from Kansan. And yes, I used my heat gun after I was done, but here I had to use my heat gun right in between because otherwise the colors would have just seeped into each other. It took a lot more time for the colors to dry, and as you can see, I'm not using as many colors as I did before just because it looked very cramped just the way it was already. And instead of adding another color, I just added one more square of my favorite color of the batch here, and that is really dark. So I used my heat gun and dried it out, and I don't think I have the right pen for this. The Sharpie pen worked, but the color that I'm working on, it is a bit gritty, not very much, but it is gritty enough and textured enough for the tip, which is a felt tip, to get damaged. And so it is not the ideal pen, but it is what I had on hand. And since I want you to be encouraged and inspired to try this for yourself, even though you're not an art journaler, I recommend you use what you have on hand, because it always is a lot harder to go out and spend money on something you might not really use ever again. But if you have it at home and it's not a big deal, you already spent the money, and maybe it is already a pen that is on the edge of going into nirvana, then it is a lot better to use what you have on hand. And I really, with this video, the only thing I want you to do is be inspired and try this yourself. It is so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun it is. Well, I'm trying to. I'm always stressing that it is so much fun. Again, you don't have to have any kind of knowledge. You know how to draw a square, you know how to draw a triangle, and that is basically all the shapes you need. And then you just need to be a little bit more flexible with the shades that you add. But even if you always add different diagonals to the roofs, it is perfect. And that is a new way to trying your paints and swatching them and creating some little bit of artwork, and especially just taking 15 minutes out of your day to do something that you might not do and enjoy in the end. I'm adding again a triangle to be a tree. I only have room for one on the left and the right side. And then I'm calling this done. I absolutely love how this turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I will add the names of the colors that I used in the description box below. For a free surprise paint, please add my name, Simone, to the comments on checkout in the Shimmerz store. Make sure you check out James Berg's video on the swatches, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye!